Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to my Note to Self series. So today we're going to be talking about eating disorders, so big fat trigger warning if you do not like to hear about eating disorders, if they trigger you, if you have experience with that type of thing and you want to leave the video, I would suggest leaving now because we are going to be talking about them a lot today. So today we're going to cover what an eating disorder is, what are the types of eating disorders. We're also going to be covering how to spot that somebody has an eating disorder, statistics around it, and how to seek help or how to arrange help for somebody else. So before I start, guys, I just want to say that I will be leaving my course down below in the description if you want to check it out for yourself, if you want to see where I got any of my facts from or anything like that. I'd also want to apologise in advance if anything is slightly incorrect or false or anything like that. The course is actually backed up by a university in Netherlands, I think it is. Maybe it's like Scandinavia or something. And also it's supported by the University of Cambridge, so I feel like it is a very reliable source of information. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, it'll be in the description box below. So what is an eating disorder then? An eating disorder is unhealthy eating behaviour. It usually results in some kind of body dysmorphia. It also can be extremely detrimental to your physical health and your mental health. So it is important to catch an eating disorder early on before it becomes really dangerous. So there are three types of eating disorder that we are going to talk about today, and that is anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder. So anorexia is characterized by eating too little or not eating at all. This usually results in a person being underweight, and this person usually sees themselves in a really distorted sort of way. They feel like they're bigger than they actually are. So the next one is bulimia nervosa, and that is characterized by binge eating and then trying to compensate for binge eating. Binge eating is usually eating a lot of food in a short period of time. This is usually once a week in a 3-month period, but it can be more often. And people with this type of eating disorder are usually not underweight. They're usually a normal body weight, but they feel like they are bigger than they actually are. Binge eating disorder is actually quite similar, except with binge eating disorder, you don't try and compensate for the food that you've just binged, you just binge it. By the way, compensating can be vomiting, over-exercising, things like that, trying to get rid of the calories some way. So there are 5 signs that somebody is more likely to develop an eating disorder or already has. And these are character, stressful events, the way you think, eating behaviour, and body. So character is your sort of personality. So if you are a perfectionist, if you are the type of person that puts others and their needs before yourself, then you are more likely to develop an eating disorder just because you are more susceptible to stressful events. So the second one is stressful events. These can be not caused by you, but sort of enhanced by you. So for example, if you have an exam and you are that type of person where you get really stressed because you're a perfectionist, you want to get really high grades, and you'll stress about it a lot more, I know I do, then you are more likely to develop an eating disorder. You're more likely to develop an eating disorder for stressful events that aren't enhanced by you, so things like natural disasters, losing a loved one, divorced parents, things like that can also be causes of eating disorders. The third one is the way you think. So the way you deal with stressful events is so important. Having unhealthy coping mechanisms, not talking about it, bottling your feelings up can be really unhealthy to you. And this can increase your risk of developing an eating disorder. Talk about what is stressing you out. Share it with a professional or a trusted adult. Never keep things to yourself, because this results in unhealthy coping mechanisms, including unhealthy eating behaviour, where usually you're just trying to find a way to control your life when everything around you is chaos. So really trust that adult, trust that professional, because they are there to help you. Or even write a diary, talk to your parents, talk to your family, anybody you feel that you can trust. Speak to them. One sign that you or a person you know is starting or already has developed an eating disorder, especially if they have those 3 signs, is eating behaviour. So if they eat too much, if they eat too little, if they eat too much in a short period of time, if they eat too little, not enough that their body needs to survive, that is really dangerous. If you feel like you eat too much in a period of time, or not enough in a period of time, that can be absolutely detrimental to your health, and it's important that you seek help. This usually begins with restricting the types or how much food you can eat. So today I'm only going to eat 1,000 calories, or I'm not going to eat chocolate anymore, I'm not going to eat sugar anymore, I'm not going to eat carbs anymore, I'm not going to eat fats anymore, and then there's only a slim sort of type of food you can eat, and that's why you don't eat so much. So the final sign that you or somebody you know has developed an eating disorder is body. So the very obvious signs are gaining a lot of weight in a short period of time, or losing a lot of weight in a short period of time. But these signs can also be losing hair, it can also be intestinal problems, it can also be the temperature of you as well. So if you have really cold hands and you aren't eating very well, it's so important to watch for the signs that your body gives you. It's really important that once you realise these signs, you seek help. So seeking help. I will leave links down below for young people and also adults as well. Most people don't try and seek help when they have an eating disorder for 2 reasons. 1, because they don't know they have an eating disorder, and 2, because they're ashamed of it. But there is no reason to be ashamed, no reason at all. At the end of the day, an eating disorder is a coping mechanism, and coping mechanisms are normal. It's just important that you seek help before this becomes detrimental to your health, before it is dangerous. And people with eating disorders can end up in hospital. Some people even die from eating disorders. So it's really important that you seek help early. If you know somebody, or if you're friends with somebody that you feel has an eating disorder, you may be one of the only people that have noticed, because friends are usually the ones that notice first. If this sounds like a situation you're in, it's important that you arrange help for your friend. And I know you might not want to, because you feel like they might hate you for it, you feel like, it might not be the best thing for them, but it is. And if you can do this anonymously, go ahead. If you can't, it's still really important that you do it. They will thank you in the end, because right now all they need is help, but they will thank you in the end. To finish off on a cheerier note, here are some statistics about eating disorders to give you a sort of insight of them. Females are more likely to develop an eating disorder, with 1 in 250 females developing anorexia nervosa and 1 in 2,000 males developing it. 90% of the people with bulimia nervosa are female. However, binge eating disorder affects males and females equally. The reason that females may develop an eating disorder more frequently than males is a combination of factors, including the media, social media, role models, etc. But that doesn't mean that males don't develop eating disorders, because they do as well, and it's important to recognise that. The most common eating disorder is binge eating disorder, followed by bulimia, and then followed by anorexia nervosa, which actually in the media it seems like anorexia is the most common, but it's not. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight. There are multiple eating disorders more than this. I know there's orthorexia and pica and other ones. If you would like me to cover those, then I am happy to oblige. Just leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a like and a comment. Also follow me on Instagram if you want to. And yeah, so I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.